We are fortunate we have an abundance of wildlife, and we are busy just making sure that it stays around for a long time. I think that's what the responsibility we have is to protect the environment for future generations. I think the challenges are more for those who are poor because they are dependent on the natural resources for their own sustenance and for their own livelihoods. Gather wood for fuel, gather wood for housing, berries, wildlife for meat. So there is conflict, obviously, and that's what we try and manage. Government came up with a policy that what we call the community-based natural resource management policy that attempts to teach the people the value of the natural resources, for them to gain some revenues out of them, to ensure that they conserve them even more. We are fortunate in the sense that from the outset, our forefathers knew how to use the natural resources sustainably. They knew that they could not harvest grass before it drops the seed so they could grow next year. They knew that they couldn't hunt beyond what they could eat. So that has been culturally the way. What has come to destroy that culture is commercialization. Now the supply and demand story came in, and that is what we as government have to come in to protect. But fortunately, again, from my government point of view, from the outset, 1/3 of the country has basically been left into protected areas. Protected areas means game reserves, parks, or wildlife management areas, or forest reserves. So 1/3 of the country is already protected, and therefore the species within those areas are protected. We receive around 2 million people a year into Botswana, bearing in mind that the population of the country is only 1.7 million at the last census, which was 2001. The top 3 destinations or source markets would be the United States, UK, then the European market. We offer a product that I believe is different to most. We offer a high value, low volume market. It's very exclusive. It is, you are alone in the wilderness, no cell phone, no TV. You are alone in nature, with nature. And I think that's what people pay for. In itself is an attraction.
What's the strategy moving forward for the next 2-3 years?
Diversification from wilderness only to go into cultural tourism, use monuments, diversify further down in the south. We are abundantly blessed up north because we've got the Okavango swamps or the Okavango Delta, and around there there is a lot of wildlife. Therefore, the concentration of tourism is in that area. Mm-hmm. What obviously needs to be done is to bring tourism further south of the country, offering different products. We've got the CKGR, the renowned CKGR from the big case. We've got the Khari Transfrontier Conservation Area, which is a transfrontier conservation area with South Africa, the first one on the continent. We've got mines, diamond mines. We've got monuments. We've got where Livingston went to. We've got other things that we can develop. We can show the culture of the country. We boast of being very diverse in our tribes, but we are one in terms of the nation. But it's unity within diversity is what we sell, and therefore it's very important for people to know that much as we are different, we all aspire for the same thing: peace and stability and tranquility. The Gaza, the Kavango Zambezi Transfrontier Conservation Area, which includes Angola, Botswana, Namibia, Zambia, and Zimbabwe in alphabetical order. So nobody should say why did I start with Angola? Just alphabet.
How is that progressing? I know it's fairly new.
Well, it's progressing. The progress has been slow because obviously there have been problems in Zimbabwe, but since Zimbabwe is turning the corner, we believe now we should forge ahead. I have been the interim chair. We are chairs and on rotation. I've just handed over to Namibia, and Namibia will coordinate in the coordination role of making sure that it happens. We've done feasibility studies in terms of ensuring what areas will be included in that particular area, because the key thing is about rationalizing the land use within that area.
what are the challenges you have in terms of deforestation and/or reforestation in your country?
There are three things. There's deforestation caused by people trying to survive for wood. There's reforestation, which is planting of trees. And there's afforestation. Well, our challenge is obviously to plant as many trees as possible. With issues of global warming, it's important that we continue to try get as many filters into our countries as possible. And trees are one natural form of that. So we have a big challenge. We have a very big country, almost 585,000 square kilometers with a population of 1.7 million. And therefore, there is a challenge. So we have the Department of Forestry and Range Resources, which falls under my ministry, has been tasked in making sure all the schools plant trees. We had a target of planting, I think it was 50,000 trees in a year. That's just a start to make sure that we did, and I think we achieved our objective. So it's going on. We continue to do so, just planting trees, indigenous trees.
What's development of that area in your country in terms of land use and commercial enterprises looking at biofuel plantings?
I think there's a fundamental question. Do we create fuels or do we create food for people? I mean, I know projects back home where some people have gone to plant sunflower with the hope of obviously squeezing production of biofuels out of them. I know those who have planted jatropha for fuel. But on the main, I think our objective as government is first to feed the people. That is fundamental, because people must eat. And therefore, I don't see that as us government doing so. I see that as private business going to those sort of excursions of investments. But I don't think the World Bank is investing in Botswana. What I do know is that we approach the World Bank every time we need help from the World Bank. So that is their involvement. In terms of foreign direct investment in the tourism sector, that's what I can talk to very comfortably on. Or in terms of the environment, that's what I can talk to. We do lots of studies from a wildlife point of view with the assistance of the World Bank. We get private individuals putting a lot of money into tourism, building lodges. So in that area, there is no issue. But in just general investments, probably some other ministry can talk about that more than I can.